Now we will start with our third practical workshop. We are now focusing on the Slovakian experience. I mentioned last time that we were looking for countries with which we haven't had many contacts. But of course, we are in different networks. We have cooperation partners, but in practical terms, or exchanging practices, I don't think I can say that we have done that with Slovakia. And Slovakia is not in the academy either, because when we have had study tours, then we haven't seen Slovakia before, but I hope Slovakia will join us. But today I have the pleasure to introduce Barbara and Pavol, who are famous in their home country. They have received a national award for the method that they are about to introduce. Henrietta is also with them. There are three of them. Henrietta is actually abroad and she cannot be here, but she's following us online. Henrietta, we are waving you, but now let's start. Pavol and Barbara have developed and studied this method and are mentors of Lifeology program, but they are going to go into details. We are going to spend an hour on this practice, and the last 20 hours Anna will take over, and we would like to invite everybody to reflect what is important, necessary for Estonia, what we could learn, and what we could use in the future. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your lunch. I did. When I saw the opportunities for lunch, I thought, okay, are we going to eat enough? However, since we're continuing with a workshop, with an education part, it's great that the lunch wasn't too big and we can still breathe and live here. Pashka, one of the things that Margit said, that Lifeology became famous in our country, and that's also in all the major TVs, in the TV news in the evenings, in all 4 stations who are major TV shows, TV channels in our country. And also it made it to some news in the articles in the major magazines and also newspapers. And Hennika, who is the founder of Lifeology, it was 5 or 6 years ago. And because of the efforts in the career guidance and efforts in her career as a 15 or 20 years of experience as a career counselor, as an educator, she's professional in creating education programs, and she was invited also to TEDx to speak in front of a lot of people, to share the ideas and share her life story, which Lifeology is based on. Guys, could you please share with us the video number 1? This is from Hennika.
Dear participants of conference, bold jump into the unknown in Tallinn in Estonia. I'm so sorry that I can't be here with you personally, but I hope that you found a lot of interesting stories yesterday and today. Let's talk about how was invented Lifeology and why we are doing it. Just imagine the world where schools are teaching about parenthood, where schools are teaching about happy married life, where schools are teaching you about how to earn money in a joyful and easy way, and how to live healthy life physically, psychically, and mentally. I have a new news for you, good news for you. In Slovakia, Lifeology was tested and youth likes it. It's one story behind this, how it was invented. I exactly remember the moment when my daughter was 15 It was in 2014, and she came to home from her school, and she told me, "Mom, today morning one boy jumped under the train, and he succeeded, he died." No one had no idea why, because he didn't left letter or nothing. He was a good student, he was a football player, he had a lot of friends. And I was thinking, in a parent's view, what I would do if I would bury my child on this way. Have no idea what was in her mind. Maybe some thought could solve it. Maybe it was one trivial matter from adult points of view. And that was the moment when I decided. I didn't know how, but I decided that I would do everything for that teenagers will have in a school someone who can help them with a difficult situation. By the way, did you know that based on the latest scientific researches, that in this century the number of suicide of youngsters have increased as much as 5,000 times? Unlike the previous century, we live better materially. The welfare is higher, we are richer. But we get medication for depression. The most medication is written not for cancer, but for depression. Our souls are sick, and mentally we are sick. The suicide rate among teens and young adults had increased 5,000% the last 50 years. In the massive increases in suicide among the youngster generation of any civilization are not a sign that all is not well. Nothing is. I would like that you will enjoy our program because it's created on a joyful, experiential way. You don't have a feeling that you are learning something. You will experience and you will take it to your home and you can try it exactly in your life. My colleagues Pavol and Baška will help you with this, and I hope that you will enjoy it. So Pali, Baška, stage is yours. Bye.
Thank you so much. The slides again, please. Yeah, we know there's going to be a video, right? Thanks to Hennika for her presentation and for her introduction of Lifeology and her life story. Baška, could you tell us why you are part of Lifeology?
It was some years ago, but till now I remember the day when I met Hennika and got to know about Lifeology. And I think I met you here too, yeah. And I was also with my dad there because he knows Hennika before. And he was telling me like, oh, Lifeology, look, it's like really interesting program and they did this and this. And do you think you could be a teen mentor? And I was like 20 years old. And I was like, are you crazy? I'm young. I was in high school like not that long time ago. And but I stepped up to the small table and they were standing there and there were a lot of the papers and Hennika with her passions tried to explain me what Lifeology is about. And I was like, wow. Then I started to talk. They started to talk. But then we had a lot like discussions. How can I join the program? Because I fell in love with the program for the first sight. And then I was going to the schools and looked how it's working. Then I started to be really interested in that. So I became a team mentor. I made a certification. And then I was thinking about, because I heard many stories from the young people, younger than me, and I was like, they are really struggling the same things which I was struggling too. They are struggling with love, with family, with friends, about, I don't know what else, with health. And I was thinking, okay, I was trying also the bullying. I had also problems with school, with mom, with family and friends and so. And that becomes my why I'm in Lifeology, because, and also at the past, I didn't have somebody like that I could talk to. I had really problems with parents. I didn't or couldn't talk with them because I felt like they wouldn't believe me that I have some problems. So then I was like, I didn't have this kind of person, so I want to become this kind of person to help young people. And also I started to really like it and enjoy it, and yeah, that's become my why. And what's your why?
My why is pretty simple. 12 years ago, I collapsed. My liver stopped to work. Just like that. I fell down, fell unconscious, woke up after 15 hours. Then 8 months coming from doctor to doctor, nobody was able to tell me what's going on. Then I came to one professor of hepatology, the science of medicine that is dealing with the liver. And after a lot of tests, she diagnosed me a genetic liver disorder. And I remember that interview, and she told me, young man, you should think about your life. What is it you want to achieve? What is it you want to experience? What is it you want to make in the time that's remaining to you? Because what happened 8 months ago can happen any day with no warning. And that's when later on, like 5 years ago, I had the same feeling that something is wrong. I was working at the corporation, doing daily 9-to-5 job that didn't satisfy me. It was well paid, it was nice, the colleagues were great, the company was great. It wasn't enough, somehow. It didn't make sense to me. And the next day I decided to leave. I didn't know how, but over the past maybe 8 years, education was coming to my life somehow during the projects and so on. And I told myself, okay, maybe it's time to define my life purpose. Somehow the education is part of it. And nowadays I can say in one single sentence, my life purpose is to help others achieve their dreams through education. And this is what Lifeology is about, helping young people, mostly young people, to achieve their dreams through education, through guidance, through advice. And the question that I was asked by Hennika, can you be a teen mentor? And I can ask the same question to you or to anyone in the world. Have you had the experience of being a teenager? Who has not? Raise your hand. You came through all this stuff that are young people going through. First love, first friends, first kiss, maybe finding a new job. That's all what Lifeology is about. And I think everyone can help others. Everyone can teach others something, or at least give them advice, what they can do in the difficult situations. And the more importance of Lifeology is also due to skills that we were talking before in a lot of sessions yesterday, today. And one of these skills, or one of the skill sets, was defined by the World Economic Forum. And we'd like to play a short video. What are the 10 most important skills in this decade or in this period of our society? Guys, please play the next video. Thank you so much. These are the 10 skills that are so important in today's life and in the future. And Lifeology is based on these skills as well. And through education, through the lessons, we teach students to acquire these skills. And before we do that, we usually make sure they can pay attention and they have enough blood in their brains, not only in their stomach after the lunch, that they make it happen, that they can learn something. Baška, it's your turn.
Yeah, so this we are also doing with youngsters, and we will do also now, because we are after lunch. It was not so big, but as Pali said that we need some, maybe more energy, maybe for both of us too. So please stand up. And we will be a little bit like playing and imagining. So imagine that you are nice big racer, and then you have really nice big horses with no matter which color they are, and we are standing on the same line. Imagine it's like really long, this kind of stadium or a race stadium or how it is called, and we are all in the same line. So it will be like a little bit playing. So, but before that, there will be some obstacles or some things which we can experience during our race. So first one is, this will be like the basic. Then there will be some obstacles, so we must be jump. I will not jump so much. Then when I say turn left, we will turn left. Then can say turn right. Then there will be tribune. Yeah, there are tribunes. So there will be like, for example, tribunes of really nice men. So they will say, oh, or tribunes full of women. So there is, wow. Or yeah, and also tribunes with media. So it will be like, and yeah, I think that's all.
I think we have enough.
Yeah, we have enough.
Let's race.
So let's race. So, and I will be saying these kind of things, and we'll be. So we are just starting. So first, turn left. Yeah. Then we'll have obstacle. So we jump. Then turn right. Oh, we have tribune. So a lot of photographers. Then turn left. And more.
Turn left again.
Oh, turn left. Yeah. Then, I don't know, tribune full of men. Ooh. Then turn left. Oh, turn right. Sorry. Then, yeah, we then have tribunes with women. So, wow. Ooh. And so we are starting more and more because we are starting to reach the finish line. So, Pali, what are you doing? Okay, great. So, thank you. And
great.
This seems like fun, but we are always trying to explain the youngsters what these activities was good for. And this activity was good for first attention, what we mentioned, because you must watch out what we are doing for moves, and you must repeat that. Then blood circulation, you see, you feel like maybe more kind of energy, blood everywhere. And also, yeah, energy and, sorry, all this stuff. So, Pali, it's your turn.
Yeah, of course. Please try to breathe.
Yeah, I'm breathing.
Don't collapse here.
No, I'm fine.
Does it look like play? But it's not always a play. In order to teach something, there needs to be some rules. And what we do, we have basic rules. One of them is what happens in Vegas, stays in Vegas. That means we are creating safe environment. Because when we're doing something about inner work, yeah, the students need to share. Sometimes things they don't share with their parents, sometimes things they don't share with the teachers, with their friends, and so on. And they need to feel safely. The next point in the rules, oh, why do we have this one here? Is in order to learn something, we need to be focused, right? So we focus 100% on this moment, what we're doing right now. That improves the effectiveness of learning. The next point, which is also very important for young people, we know also we as adults sometimes tend to be judgmental, right? And the young people, maybe teenagers, they judge each other a lot, most of them. So we don't judge, we listen. And we show respect to each other. I'll listen to that person, and I hope they will listen to me as well, right? Learning to show respect also helps the relationships in the family, to the parents, to the teachers, to other authorities, to brother, sister, whoever else. Because we are all unique beings and we need to show respect to each other. And the next one, in Slovakia, we usually, in a formal setting, we call each other like Miss Baisova or Mr. Markovic. No, this is not the case. What do we do with the students? I'm Pavol, this is Baška, and for this session at least, and usually it stays for the future when we meet each other, we just call ourselves by the names, because we are equal at that moment. Lifeology is also divided in few areas which are important. This is what the Hennika defined with her team back there 6 years ago. And these areas are four of them. The first one I would mention is health. Maybe it's in different order, but doesn't mean the order is important. Important is that we cover everything. Health. I could tell you that health is the most important thing for me. Without health, nothing else matters. So we teach students how to become mentally and physically healthy, how to relax, how to get more energy, how to relieve stress, the importance of sleep. And also, sometimes you need to clean your mind, put the things aside. There are a lot of techniques. We're not going to go through all of them today, because we have a limited time. The second one is the inner science, as we called it. And it's also about self-discovery, self-awareness, self-knowledge. The inner science is focused on things like strengths, my weaknesses, what I'm good at, what are my values, and we are going to work with the values today, later on. Baška will guide you through the exercise. The next one is career. Of course, when we know each other and we know ourselves, that's the base how we can grow and how we can find what we are good at, find what's the great job for us or the dream job or the enterprise we want to have. That's career. However, we don't work in a world and we don't live in a world that's about us. We have other people around us. We need to work together, right? And that's about relationships. How to manage relationships, how to improve relationships between each other. And in their age, it's relationship to teachers, to the friends, to girlfriends, boyfriends, and to parents, siblings, and so on. And first of all, we have exercises. This is just a theory. What we focus on is very short theory, and every time there needs to be an exercise, anything which is practical, that they can put into their lives, they can have some takeaways. And one of the exercises from the inner science is going to be led by Baška. Go on.
Yeah, thank you. So, as Peli said, next slide, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, as Peli said, the values we put to the inner science because, and we are first, as Peli said, trying to explain the youth, what is it, and why it's good for them, for their life. And with values, we are explaining what are values. So we explain that it's some kind of order things, what is the best for example, free top for you, free, like not so important for you, and why. For example, it can help you when you have some problem or when you have something like you are thinking about something and you don't know what for what thing to decide. So you don't have to then ask for other people because you have answer inside of you. And for example, some examples. For example, we are trying to explain them. Okay, when you don't know your values, for example, your values will be exciting life, full of experiences. You want to live abroad, study abroad. And you come to your mother, sister, brother, or who else. And for example, that person has a relationship, family at the first bottom. And you will come to that person and said, you see, I have this kind of opportunity to go abroad, study abroad. I want to go there. It's a very exciting life, and I want to experience that. And maybe the person will say, "Oh, just stay at home. What are you thinking about? And you, when you will have a family, when you will be your wedding, I want to have you to have kids, and so." And maybe the person will be like, "Okay, maybe I should stay at home and listen to my mom because I know that she has the truth all the time." So. Yeah, but then we are telling them that, okay, when you know your values and that your value is exciting life, you know that, okay, that's your value and that's what you want and not what your mom wants. Because when you when you found out that your mother has this kind of value, you know, this is what my mother wants, this is what I want. So I don't have to ask for her. Maybe I can, but I know that it's her thing, that not mine thing. So yes, so this kind of activity for you, what we prepared for you is there are a list of the values. On the left side there is in English, on the right we translate it to Estonian. And the activity will be pick three for you the most important values and three less, like with lower importance for you. And I guess everybody has some papers, you can write it down. We will give you 3 minutes, 3 minutes for that. No, they will just write it down.
Yeah.
You can write it down too.
It's fine.
Do you have some pen? Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. I stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so is somebody writing, or do you need more time, or? Okay.
Okay, if you're done, just raise your hand so we have the overview. Okay, we have still some people working. 1 more minute, okay?
Okay, so I think we can continue. So, that values. I think I will start with ourselves. So if I should pick 3 top, I will pick true friendship, inner harmony, and mature love. And like less important, comfortable life, salvation, and social recognition. What about you, Pali?
Yeah. The first one for me is freedom. Freedom enables me to decide the others. Self-respect and sense of accomplishment. Those are my top 3. The bottom 3, the less important for me. If I need to pick from these ones, comfortable life, equality, and social recognition.
Great. So, is there somebody who wants to share with us and with others your values, or like us? Maybe you can pick the three bottom or three not the important ones.
One important thing we always tell the youngsters, everything you write, everything you believe is okay.
Yep.
There is no one right or correct order of values.
Yeah, and also that with these values or with other stuff, we're telling, okay, when they're sharing or before sharing, that, okay, everybody is different. Everything is correct and everything, like, there's different kind of answers, and that's okay because everybody is different.
Okay, I start.
Okay.
So, through friendship, family security, freedom. And the least one, world of beauty, obviously, salvation, national security.
So, thank you for sharing. Somebody else who want to share?
Who's the next one? Don't raise your hands, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen.
The most important thing, exciting life, happiness and freedom. And not so important, world of beauty. It's hard to say. I don't know.
That's also fine.
That's okay, that's fine. When you have just one, it's okay too.
I really had a choice. For me, the first one is always inner harmony. That if I'm in balance with myself, then I can deal with everything in my life.
Yeah.
And freedom, and also security in a sense that I know that my family and my even financial situation is stable enough to deal with everything.
Yep.
And least favorite maybe social recognition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't give anything else up.
That's okay. Thank you.
That's all right. I can see you have your inner harmony because you made it.
We have one more volunteer.
Okay. I think for me the most important is happiness, also self-respect, and what? Okay, but less important, comfortable life, beauty. What was that? Beauty, world of beauty, and that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You need more? You need more?
That's okay, I think.
That's okay. Thank you for all that you share with us. And you see and you hear that there was some kind of similar values that maybe we heard, sometimes, and something was different. And we always say that that's okay, that's different, no judgment, as we said, it's okay, everybody's different, everybody's unique.
Thank you so much. Values are important because it helps us decide. And for the young people, it's important to know what is the base they made, or what are the things they base their decisions on. For me, freedom is everything. If I don't have it, I have nothing. And that helped me decide to leave my work, for example. It helped me decide to start my own business. Because it gives me freedom. It's a demonstration of freedom for me, above all. And even if my business doesn't work well in some periods, because this is what I do, this is who I am. And I keep going, whatever happens. The next part of Lifeology, as we mentioned, 4 areas. We're going to do something about career. One of the most important things that I found out in my life, it's 32 years, it's not so long, but still. One of the things that came most important to me in relationships, in job, in career, in enterprise, in business, I'm doing consulting. And the most important part in consulting is giving feedback. One of the most important parts. Learning to give feedback, constructive feedback that's helpful and that shows respect to the other person. Everyone can criticize. We all have something that we don't like. I would tell it to somebody that he's saying or doing something that we don't like, that hurts us, that makes us feel less important, not appreciated. Or, on the other side, on the other hand, that makes us feel great. That is something that can help the other person as well, because they know they are doing something wrong, or they're doing something right way, and they should continue or do it more. One of the methods we teach students is so-called SBI, Situation Behavior Impact, or we call it BIO, BIO method, for easy remembering. And this method is based on 3 elements. The first one is behavior, second one is impact, I'm going to explain, and the third one is opportunity. The behavior. What happened? Describe what happened. Describe your situation. Don't judge the person. Just say, you did this, you did that, you said this. What's the impact? How did it impact me? I don't know what's the impact on the others. I don't feel the others. I feel what I feel. How did it make you feel what the other person said or did? The best thing about talking about my feelings is nobody can say, I'm not feeling that. They don't have any idea. And the third part is opportunity. When we give feedback, when we tell somebody to improve something, we give them an opportunity to improve themselves, to improve our relationships between each other. The students usually use feedback like, bullying is also kind of feedback, if I say it like that, but it doesn't help. Not the bully, and not the one who is bullied. We can also give feedback in many situations in adult life, in private life. We have relationships with other people. We have work. We have a boss, for instance. Yeah, I know some people are not really prepared to receive feedback. And sometimes we get feedback, and we need to learn how to accept it, how to learn from it, how to get the most out of it. So for this instance, we give an example to the young people. In our country, I'm not sure about Estonia and about your countries, guys, almost 50% of all marriages are getting divorced. That's horrible. And one of the important things, one of the reasons is because people cannot communicate. All my previous relationships ended just because we couldn't communicate. All my previous girlfriends were great women. I like them, I love them, I appreciate them. And I learned a lot throughout all the relationships. But we couldn't communicate. That's why it ended. And giving feedback is one of the most important parts, is the integral part of every relationship. So when we have an example, you're a student and your parents are divorced, and now your dad, for instance, agreed with you that you're going to the shopping center or whatever do, or he's coming to your football match. Didn't show up. So what's the usual scenario? Let's rip it up. You tell the dad, okay, you're so stupid, you don't like me, and you don't care. What does the mother say, usually? Yes, you're right. He's such a dumbass. He doesn't care. Stay with me. And I don't think it improves the situation. Because usually, when we do something wrong, there's usually a decent reason behind it. Usually, mostly, I would say. And in order to understand it, in order to give feedback, the youngster can also communicate in a different way. Look, Dad, we agreed you come to my football match, and I didn't see you there. I felt I'm not interested enough to you. I didn't feel loved. Please, next time, I know you had something important to attend. Maybe something important came up. But next time when it happens, please raise your phone and just call me. I cannot come, I'm sorry. And just tell me what's the next date when we can agree. Does it sound different? So for you, you can try this exercise as well. And I'm pretty sure that you already know how to give feedback. But let's try it, that you have the experience that the youngsters have in our country. I guess all of you are working, right? Who has a boss? Raise your hand. I am my own boss, so I can fire myself if nothing goes wrong. And let's say, do you have a lot of work to do? Sometimes. Now imagine the situation, you have so much work, you have deadlines, and your boss comes. Now, you know what? Do this. Doesn't ask if you can do it. After a few days, the deadline is here. You haven't made it. So imagine this situation, and I hope it happens to you sometimes. I believe it. Now, you can go into couples, okay? 2-person. A, B, A, B, A, B. Can you work together, please? Is it okay for you, Marcus? Yeah, A, B, and so on, okay? Just put into couples. One person will be the boss, the other one will be the employee. Give feedback to each other based on this method, okay? You have 3 minutes just to practice.
Ty si sa zakecal, to zlaté. Ale máme...
Strašne som to potiahol.
20 minút. To dúfam stíhame.
Už len personal challenge, že potom ten zvyšok. Naše storky hlavne. To bude asi najviac času.
No všetci počúvajú, ak som sa na nich pozerala, keď si rozprával. Teda vyzerali tak.
Wow. Som to tam zrušil niekde v pozadí.
Čo? Tam si ma zrušila, ja som už kúkala, že dobre, ja už úplne... Nevadí. No a potom ty sa to rozkecavať, ja som ti tiež mala ukazovať na hodinky.
Neukazovala si?
Nie.
No, tak na budúce prosím.
Dúfam, jak rozkecávaš.
Čo počúvajú, tak keď tam pohľad.
Ale nie, ty si vlastne hovoril všetko, čo si chcel, len si to tak akože podržoval. Trošku im to skrátime, no asi. Už nie. Vidíš, že majú srandu? To je dobré, sa smejú tam. Zostala.
Čo, keď majú fun? Možno zo mňa, nevadí.
No čo?
Neviem.
Nemyslím. A tak... Keď neplačú a nenadávajú, tak je to dobré.
Nikto nespí, to je dobré.
No iba energizer, čo si chcel. Proste kto by po takom energizeru spal. Ešte tuším sandvičová metóda, nie? Že...
Ide viac. Ja osobne nemám na sandwich.
Také...
Čokoľvek povieš na začiatku, už čakám, OK, no dobre, tak čo mám zlepšiť? A potom už je to také, dobre, no.
To je fajn, no. Margit dokonca vytlačila pre nás tie values. Ja som keď čo? Wow, úžasná je. Asi stopneme.
Are we ready?
Are you ready?
Are you willing to present your feedback? You can try. It's something like the reflection cycle, more or less, yeah? Okay, guys, let's share. Our colleagues from Malta have agreed to share her feedback. Can we please listen to her?
Okay, I don't know if we did it the right way, but the reflections that we were discussing in the end is, first of all, sometimes it's very difficult to give feedback because you don't know how the other person is going to receive the feedback. And sometimes you can have some, can be negative messages, you know, it can be counterproductive. But when you do it properly, and we were discussing that this is a skill which can be learned, you tend, there is a positive, we found that there is an element of positivity in it. But it's the way you say it, the respectful way, how you give the feedback is of utmost importance. And we said that it's very important, the second issue, that you give your feelings. We were saying, I am very frustrated because you gave me a lot of work and you didn't give me any time frame. The fact that you say your feelings provides another dimension to the feedback. And then we said it would help the other person to understand the situation more when you express your feelings. And obviously, it is a win-win situation when you use such a process, both in this case for the boss, who will be willing to understand the employee, and also for the person who is in the situation. I don't know if this is what...
That's your own reflection, yeah? Yes. Impression. That's great. Thank you so much for mentioning the feelings, giving feedback and implementing the feelings into the feedback gives another dimension. That's really important. Because when you say some facts, I didn't make it, I couldn't, it sounds like excuse. How I felt, it's my right. Everyone has a right to feel whatever they feel. Nobody can dispute it. Thank you so much for sharing. Sharing is also one important part of Lifeology. We also do this debriefing, we call it. After the exercise, so we share, either everyone in the group. When we have a group of like 5-10 people, it can be done. If there is a group like 30 people in a class, we just pick some of them to share something, their impressions or how they do it, what they learned from the exercise. So thank you so much. And giving sufficient feedback and giving effective feedback based on this method helped me in my current relationship a lot. That's like, with my ex-girlfriend, we used to argue about how we hang the washes. Yeah, you take it out of the washing machine and how you hang it. Come on. But if somebody comes to me and says, look, you hanged it this way, which it takes a lot of time for the washes to dry out. And then I need to go around, and sometimes I hit myself, and it hurts. Yeah? You have the hanger somewhere in your flat. It really hurts. Please, next time when you do it this way, and show how. It dries out faster, so you can pack it and put it into the wardrobe. and I don't need to be hurt. Sounds different, right? And this is such a small thing. And usually the divorces start at the small things and end of the relationships as well. Let's go to the next point, which is one of the most important ones. And this is personal challenge. Baška, what is it?
Yeah, in school, the teacher tend to use to it homework, but everybody hates it, so we call it personal challenges. So after each lesson, we give them personal challenge, which is stick to the topic. So we also made a personal challenge for you. From the first activity, from my activity, it was about values, and you were thinking about your values. So what is your personal challenge? Then talk about the values with other people, and find out what the value of your kids, of your partners, of your friends, or everybody who is really close to you and who you are talking a lot with, or meet with them a lot.
Thank you. This is important for you because when you know the values of the other person and they ask you for advice, you don't tell them what you would do. You tell them what they should do based on their values. So you improve the quality of your advice. And the next personal challenge, we are doing this exercise with feedback. Try it with the people around you. Anything happens, remember this, and try it with the people when you come up to a situation that you don't like. You can also share it with other people. You can share it with your students or with the people you work with. Maybe somebody gives you feedback on this way, and you can improve your relationship as well. These were the exercises, and you had a taste of Lifeology lesson. Usually we do a lesson on one single topic. We wanted to give you more. And now we just quickly wrap up how the Lifeology is structured, what we use, what methods, and so on. So we usually do energizers, as we did the horses at the beginning. And also we use these exercises, mental exercises, memory exercises. We use role plays and other methods, usually non-formal education methods. And also argumentation, discussion. Sometimes they also brainstorm on such topic that we give them, and we use storytelling. We told you the story why we are part of Lifeology. Henrika told you the story why the Lifeology came to life. And this is also important. We also prepare stories to every single topic that is connected to the topic. Baška, what about the structure?
Pali said that every lesson has some topic, and every lesson has some kind of structure. The first one was the mentioned story. So we are preparing the stories set to young people. The second one is short explanation. We explain the topic, what is it, some kind of theory, but not so long. Or it can be explanation of some skill knowledge and how they can use it in their lives, why it is good. Then the third is exercises. It's like activities as we did. We have plenty of exercises and we choose to every topic some kind of 1 or 2 exercises. Then sharing. We are sitting, as you could see at some picture, we are sitting like round as you are sitting in the rounds. And so we are clearly seeing each other, and we have sharing rounds. So if they want, they can share their things about their lives, and so. If not, we say it's okay. When you will be prepared, you can say something. And the last thing is personal challenge. We give them every time personal challenge, and the next lesson we are like asking them, so how was the personal challenge? You did it or not? Or how was it with that? If you did not make it, it's okay, maybe next time. But if you did it, how it was fine, or it was easy for you or not? And they are saying to us, so yeah.
Yeah, great. That was the structure. Each lesson of Lifeology is structured in this way. And based on the feedback of the students, it's great because they don't like to listen a lot. They like to do things. Now, the Lifeology works. Not only for us, it works for a lot of students. Based on the rules, if they focus, if they do the exercises properly, and if they share, it gives them a lot of value. Well, one of the students that we had in Lifeology was a 15 years old Emma, is she called. And this girl, from early childhood, she used to draw claws and teeth with blood and creatures, monsters, I would say. And her parents were crazy about it. They went to a psychologist. Okay, our daughter doesn't seem to be normal. And the psychologist said, support her in this. This is something she loves. Nowadays, she's 20 years of age, and she's drawing these monsters. And the last monster she drew was for the Avengers Endgame. When she was 16, she had a TED Talk in Prague. Annika was preparing her as a mentor for the TED Talk. And this is the picture from her. Sen is called My Dream. And based on the pictures and the drawings, she went into an interview to a very famous college in USA that prepares the artists for these famous movies. And here is her video. Guys, please, the video number 3.
Hello, my name is Emma. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Slovakia, but right now I'm here in the United States because I'm attending the Nomen School of Visual Effects. And it's because I have always wanted to be a character artist and character animator for the entertainment industry. And all this happened thanks to Henya's Lifeology classes as well, because a few years ago she helped me with a TED Talk, and that really improved my talking skills, social skills. And I must say that these classes also should be taught at schools, not just in Slovakia, but all around Europe, because I must say that those classes also are also here in the United States, and they really helped me a lot, and they also help kids all around the world. So, Lifeology classes, good. Thank you.
Isn't she nice?
Yeah, she's lovely.
Yeah. This is one of the students that made really great achievement. And the Lifeology is great also not for the students, but for the people who teach it. You know, there are some stages of development in learning process. And for me, and for a lot of people, the biggest and the top stage when we learn the most is when we teach somebody else. And this is what Baška has learned thanks to Lifeology.
Yes, first we were talking about why, and I mentioned I had some problems in the past, and that will be a really long story, but the really turning point of my life was when I was in high school, and I had a lot of learning problems with family, with love. I was fell in love, but the man broke my heart, and it was really heartbreaking, and I argued with my mom a lot. And yeah, everything just fell down. It's like when not one thing, but all the things. And I remember that I was laying down in bed, and it was really tough because these all things lead me to depressions. It was maybe not big, not small, I don't know. But I think it was big because then my thoughts started to be thinking how to commit a suicide. So I think for person is really hard. And I know that at that kind of moment that it's hard, that it's really something happening with me, and I don't know why, I don't know what's going on. But I started to feel, should I take the pills? Should I jump from the bridge? I don't know what should I do, because I think that's my only solution. And I cried whole night, and it was like whole night. But then I don't know how, I can't explain it, but something turns in my mind. It was like, geez, are you fucking crazy? How you can take pills? It will be hurting. And then when you jump on the bridge, can you stand on the bridge and then just jump? You won't do it. And this kind of thoughts started to run in my mind. So yeah, that was turning point. And some moments after that, I met Hennika, as I mentioned. And I started to be part of Lifeology. I started to work on myself. I left the home and lived with my father because my parents are divorced. And he's into this personal development. He started to motivate me, everything you do, it's right. And all the things which also is in Lifeology. So he helped me a lot with my stepmom. Then I got to many programs, not Lifeology, but some kind of other international programs, and I learned a lot, and we had a lot of trainings as mentors. We will see a video later, and that learned me really many kinds of things. For example, I can pick 2 or 3. For example, communication. Like many years ago, I couldn't stand up like here and talking to people, so many people. So it was like really, and to the students, it was like, phew, in front of the students, it will be a challenge. Then like stepping out of comfort zone, when we did the team mentor training, we had a hero training and we had some kind of task, and it was like, okay, that's really kind of challenge. And I can pick many and many more. And it all leads to that these 2 pictures are from my first event, which I made with my friend on that bottom top picture. We were together at one project, another international project, and we made really short events with and Lifeology was there also with their exercise, and we had I was also moderator of the event. I had a speech, and Hennika prepared me for the speech because it was my first big speech, like in front of the people, and I was like real nervous. But she prepared me that much that I was really confident I could stand on the stage and talk. And with all the kind of things which you must do when you are preparing an event. So thanks these all things what I get from Lifeology, this was one of my results. And another things, I started to travel more because we started to travel over the countries. They invited us, for example, to Belgium, Hennika was in Italy, and many kind of other countries. Or Prague, we were at some Erasmus Plus courses, so I started to do more volunteering, for example, and many, many other things. So also I met awesome people, improved my English, and yeah, this like many things. What helps me, what Lifeology helps me. And what's yours, Vali?
One single picture. It tells the story. Long story short. It's in Camp Nou, the famous stadium in Barcelona. And thanks to Lifeology, I defined 100 things that I want to achieve or do before I die. Last year, we spent 5 weeks in Barcelona with my girlfriend. And that came up to accomplishment for me. My dreams came true because I wanted to live abroad for a longer time. I wanted to visit Barcelona. I love Barça, the football club, so we went to the match. I wanted to see the UEFA Champions League, which is one of the top leagues in the world with the best clubs. So we went to another match. I wanted to learn Spanish, and booking a trip to Barcelona for 5 weeks, which was pretty expensive, gives you real motivation to learn a language in 6 months, or at least at the level that I was needing. And thanks to Lifeology, I realized what is most important for me. I ended my previous relationship that led nowhere. She was great, but our relationship wasn't. And I found a life partner for me and loved this person so much, I want to marry her. That's something that Lifeology brought to me. The exercises I did in the training brought me awareness of myself, that I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm running my business. And this is something that helped me to realize, yes, this is what I want to do my whole life. The business is one of the things that give me freedom, my top value. The freedom to go somewhere for 5 weeks. I wouldn't do it if I were employed in a corporation like before. No way. So to cut it short, it changed my life. As a mentor, as a person, as a life partner. We not only change the lives of the youngsters and ourselves, we have other target groups, people who heard about Lifeology in news, or the parents asked us to do trainings for them. This is the training for education counselors or for the career guides in our country. Another one for the fathers. Yeah, sometimes it happens that a father or mother comes to us, "Can I attend the Lifeology lesson? I like it so much." And the son or the daughter says, "No way."
Yeah.
And this is for the youth workers, so the people who work with the young people, outside of school, of course. So, if you think the Lifeology training for teen mentors was great, Baška was talking about it, one short video, guys, please, for...
Cause once upon a time you were my everything. It's clear to see that time hasn't changed a thing. It's very deep inside me, but I feel there's something you should know. I will never forget you. You will always be by my side. From the day that I met you, I knew that I would love you till the day I die. And I will never want much more. And in my heart I will always be sure. I will never forget you. You will always be by my side till the day I die. Day I die, 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 day I die,
It was in Slovak, but we hope it was fine. And that was video for, it was 2 or 3 years ago from our teen mentor training. And that was hero training. And Henika prepared for us some things like go to somebody and say something nice, or help somebody, or do something that you will expect no. And the boys, I really liked that they came to girls and asked for the mobile phones, and they gave them to.
Yeah,
it was really
numbers.
funny. And take random selfie with the people.
The free hugs.
Free hugs, yeah, or say something and freeze. That was really funny. And it was for somebody really stepping out of the comfort zone. So it was really great. And then we had one weekend at Henika's house, and after that we received the certificates, and we can be a teen mentor.
Yeah, the video was for from the training when Baška received her certificate.
Yep.
Good, that was it. And before we leave, before we say our goodbye, because the taxi is going in a few minutes. We are going to stay here for the discussion, probably.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe next 5-10 minutes, and then we need to leave. If you're interested, if you like this session, if you like the Lifeology, how it's constructed, I think Malta, you are doing already something similar, and it seems to be great. The circle, that was something that we are doing as well, and it will apparently work. If you want to be teen mentors, we train people. If you want to bring Lifeology to your country, whatever is it Austria, Malta, or Estonia, or whatever country you are from, we are ready. We tested this program for 5 years in Slovakia. It works. And if you want it, just let us know. Here are the contacts. You can take a photo, or you will receive the representation as well with all the contacts. If you are interested, we can explain to you. If you have questions, please ask now. Don't stay silent forever. Please come to us via email if you want, and ask us what you want. Thank you so much. That's it.
nii, meie aeg on küll.
Our time is limited, but it was really so exciting. We didn't want to interrupt, but do you have any questions? We have time for one question.
Minu küsimus on see, et kui te nende noorte gruppidega
When you meet those youth groups, how long do these sessions last, and how many times do you meet, and who will pay for this?
At the beginning, we were doing this as a volunteering in schools because it wasn't tested, nobody knew what is going on, and we are thankful for the challenge and for the opportunity at one school where we started. The question was, how long is it? Usually the school lessons are 45 minutes in Slovakia, so we fit it into the 45 minutes. That's why only one topic per lesson, and we focus all on the topic. And there is always 1 or 2 exercises which focus on the topic, train some transferable skills to the students that they can use in their life. Now, who is paying for that? At the beginning, it was volunteering. Nowadays, we only work with schools that are willing to pay. How long it lasts? Yes, 45 minutes. And we did these trainings or these lessons during the whole school year.
So from September till June?
Yeah, September till June. How often? Every single week.
Every week, yeah.
Usually we had like 2 or 3 classes in the same school.
Yeah.
nii, suur tänu, thank you very much. Palun üks suur aplaus meie koolitajatele. Big applause. Ja nüüd ma annan Annale sõna, kes kohe kõik väärt mõtted meist välja pigistab.
Yeah.
So comments and feedback. Our task was already familiar that we tried to squeeze or to document the ideas, useful ideas, learning points. And I would provide a few minutes per table to discuss what would be the best learning points and ideas. So please discuss, and those who are quicker and brave can step forward.
Something more? If you have feedback for us, yeah? You can use the method to give feedback to us for our presentation. Okay? Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're doing with you.
Niisiis, alustame.
Let's start. Please let me know who is ready to present the best idea. Please, the first good idea. We thought that we could adopt again this system or a systematic approach, a group that could work consistently, because the examples that we saw, naturally, we can't kind of jump in because then people start to open and share. But this needs consistency. This needs continuity. And another thing that we could adopt here and implement is that it would be natural that as counselors, when we go to school, we are given a good room where we can rearrange the tables so that it is not kind of a lesson. It's group work, and this is something that is accessible and achievable. Your table, any thoughts? We started to dream in a big way. It is really fantastic what they are doing. And this is something that already kindergarten children need. Children need such skills, how to get rid of fear, how to communicate with each other so that there would be no conflicts, how to express oneself freely. This would be a dream that our teachers and trainers would receive a broad-based, better training so that they could support children and also themselves through training could contribute. Such an initiative is really good, but I imagine it is quite resource intensive. How to organize it so that we can reach everybody, this might be tricky. Well, this corner has always expressed very good thoughts. Yes, the key words have been mentioned. Yeah, systematic, continuous, consistent approach. This can bring results. We learned yesterday that when you go to counseling, well, once, and a third grader, then it won't bring any results. But consistency, continuity, systematic approach, this is what gives results. Thank you. And I had a feeling that I have worked in a youth organization. And yesterday it occurred to me when we listened to a person from the Ministry of Education, she mentioned also youth work. There are several links and connections. I don't know how much we have utilized them, because what I saw was what we are doing in youth work, probably not so well thought through, but career counselors could also reach young people through youth work and be more consistent. Not that they go to school once, but that this career counseling or guidance is more systematic, more consistent. Do you have any ideas? In that case, it's all for now. Thank you. I'd like to remind you that you have your notebook. Hopefully you have used it. And now we will have a bigger summary soon. And you can jot down your thoughts that you would like to take home with you. Yes, that was one of the aims of this exercise book, that this is training for us, that we inculcate those good thoughts and we can take them with us to our everyday jobs. Now we have 15 minutes to stretch, and then I would like to invite you all back to this hall to sum up our 2 conference days, to hug each other and thank each other and then go home.